Our pool is a future, the final push to glory, to follow in the steps of those before me. For nation, for club, for coaches who've led, the final step on the block, Olympic dreams ahead.
Our pool is a classroom, life and death lessons, unrivaled. Floating, gliding, but in learning laughter, a touch of water, first steps to survival.
That 3 boys aged 11, 10 and 8 have died.
Father has told Sky News of the awful moment his wife and son died in Loch Lomond on Saturday.
But what if the pool closed nearest to me? Would she be free to swim in the sea?
Would my club close to the loss of a nation?
A community broken for a whole generation.
A lifetime stolen of body and soul.
Laughter faded like a memory, an echo.
Life skills vanished, education unfinished. Our children, a statistic, our lives diminished.
Our pools are for all abilities, ages, from cradle to grave and in between stages, for the health of the nation and life skills schools. Our message is simple.
If our pools.
A very good afternoon to you and welcome back. This is, I've lost count, is it session 11? 11 we're at here, Tuesday afternoon, and we're in Aberdeen, the Scottish National Age Group Swimming Championships. It is day 4, I do know that. One more day after this, and we have the youngsters in the pool this afternoon, the 11 to 13 age group and the 14-year-old age group. This is what they've got to swim for the females: 100 butterfly, 200 individual medley and 800 freestyle. And for the male and open, it's 200 freestyle 100 metres butterfly and 400 metres individual medley. I'm Duncan McKinnell, and joining me in the commentary box, Jackie Smith.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. We've had a great morning here for session 10. That would have been this morning here on Tuesday. Looking forward to some more great swimming this afternoon. Certainly had some great swimming over the last 3 days, Duncan, haven't we? Some very exciting stuff to be commentating on.
Lots and lots of tight races, yes, and hopefully more of that today. Of course, this is, for most of these events, it's about getting into the top 10 and a place in this evening's final. That's not the case for the last two events. So the female 800 metres freestyle and the male open 400 metres individual medley, they will be heat declared winner events. So the top three will go to the podium this afternoon after their races. So we wish them all the best of luck. We wish all the swimmers all the very best of luck. We've had a very competitive affair. We, of course, have the top club competition going on as well. At the moment, it's Warrender leading City of Glasgow after 3 days of competition. Still 2 more days, though, so you never know. University of Aberdeen Performance in third place, and after that, it's very tight in the top 10 below those top three.
There's been some change, I think, in the lower places, hasn't there, over the 3 days? And I know that if you watch Scottish Swimming's social media, the placings were posted this morning after day 3 certainly over on Facebook there. So have a look. It's lovely to see some of those the smallest clubs making into the top 10. Some really close points there down at the sort of 11th, 12th, 13th place as well. So expect to see, I think, certainly those placings change. But if you're a member of Warrender Baths, that red cap there, you'll be very pleased when you have a look at where the placings are on that social media page. So tune in and have a look.
What's also been good to see on the social media pages is the number of photographs that we're seeing of the youngsters, and some of them in their first National Age Group Championships, obviously having a lot of fun and enjoying the experience. So keep those social media posts going. I know that Scottish Swimming will be doing their best to pick them up and reposting them. So will the 4 districts. So get a nice wide circulation for your posts when you post them. So that is good to see. But we will be going fairly soon with our first event. As I said, it's 100 metres butterfly that gets us going for the females. There will be 7 heats of this. We can see, if you've got good eyesight anyway, you'll be able to see up at the far end of the pool there. There you go, the swimmers just getting themselves ready. We are not quite there yet, still got a few of the sort of official announcements to make. So it'll just take us a minute or two before we do. There are our officials. So they are also getting themselves ready to lead us through the session. Oh, looking very businesslike.
They are indeed, yes. Some lovely shots of some of the swimmers, some of the colours, very bright colours for some of the clubs, haven't there? And some of the swim caps have all changed certainly normally commentating over in the West District, for example, Cumbernauld have changed from the bright yellow to a sort of lilac colour for the Scottish national age groups, which has led to a little bit of confusion on my part from time to time. But after day 1, I got used to it.
Picture of the gallery there, so you can see there's a good crowd in this afternoon to watch what's going on. There are, as you can see, a few empty seats, so if you're close by, why not come over and have a look. There are some of our swimmers. A starting swimmer, I think that's Kayla Morrison, just ready to go. She'll be going in lane 3. So we have 6 swimmers going to be going in this first heat. The lineup just about to come up on your screen. There it is, right on cue. Natalie McKellar, Kayla Morrison, Maisie Connolly, Evie Fraser, Poppy Williams, and Alexis McLean. The whistle goes, and we'll be off and running.
We certainly will be. Here we go. That's a slightly better shot. We can at least see the swimmers, Duncan. That was a very long shot that we had just a little moment ago. which means you certainly had to have very keen eyesight. So they're off. So it's 2 lengths of the pole for the girls here in this butterfly. Kayla Morrison, I think. We saw a very close-up shot of her just a moment ago there in the distinctive Sterling swimming cap. She's off to a good start here, as is Evie Fraser in the black cap of East Lothian. The ranging times are around 1:20, 1:21 for the girls here. And going into the wall, 3 of them pretty much in a line. But it's Alexis McLean that takes that. In lane 7, Poppy Williams, Maisie Connolly in behind her. So this is one of the events for which there will be finals this evening. We've got 7 heats of this for the girls to battle for their place into the final. So it'll be 11 to 13-year-old final, a 14 and a 14-year-old. So really taking this in now and taking this on. That over there in lane 6, Poppy Williams, the geary swimmer, 1:21 was her entry time. We'll keep an eye on. She's finishing there at a 1:17. Excellent start to the racing this afternoon, and she'll be well pleased with that. Natalie McKellar comes in second, and it is, as the screen will clear to confirm for me, hopefully, Alexis McLean in 3rd place. Just a little bit of time while wait for the result to be confirmed there. As we've spoken about, Duncan, it can be a bit nervous for the swimmers, can't it? And then wait to see that official confirmation. There's Poppy Williams, Natalie McKellar and Alexis McLean, 1, 2 and 3.
So your line-up for heat number 2, Emily Brown, Anna Wilson, Reva Wang, Sarah McNeil, Ayla Wilson, Celia Blair, Erin Lethbridge, Neve Shields, Orla McClellan and Holly Walker. Times in this one, 1:19s and 1:20s. Fastest time for Perth City's Ayla Wilson. So she will be in lane 4. So number of swimmers with red caps, certainly Perth is one of them. And Ayla wearing that red cap in lane 4, off to a decent start, but so are a number of others. Celia Blair looking good in lane 5. Beside her, Erin Lethbridge, her East Lothian teammate, and slightly ahead of them, South Lanarkshire's Neve Shields in lane 7. Also going pretty well, Holly Walker up at the top of your screen, as you were saying, Jackie, in a lilac cap this time.
Yes, indeed.
Who gets the touch? Neve does, 35.20. So that's almost exactly a second faster than the first heat. Reva Wang second, Erin Lethbridge third. But, well, lots to contenders here. Reva Wang is looking pretty strong in lane 2. So now in lane 6 is the East Lothian swimmer, Erin Lethbridge. It might be Erin who's got the advantage here. So she's a 12-year-old, bronze medalist in East Districts. So she'll have another year in the 12-13 age group next year. But she's making the most of her swim here. And it looks like she's going to take the win. Let's see as they come in. Needs to hold on tight into the wall. And she gets it in 1:18.68. So that is an improvement of just over a second for Erin. Reva Wang not that far behind her in the end. So her time, 1:18.88. So just 2/10 in it. Sarah McNeil in third, 1:20.13, just ahead of Celia Blair and Anna Wilson.
So that one was just a little bit slower than our first heat there, wasn't it? And but here we're going on to heat 3. There's your swimmers here. In lane 0, Isabella Beta. Lane 1, Ava O'Neill. 2, Lillian Blair. 3, Amy Robertson. 4, Emma Carmichael. 5, Beth Gillis. 6, Bethan Wood. 7, Eve Park. 8, Morven Getty. 9, Josephine Payton. And they're off. So the entry times here, 1:16 through to 1:19 for the girls. I think it's the East Lothian swimmer, Ava O'Neill, in lane 1, who's taken this on, but she's being challenged by Lillian Blair there in lane 2. And They're going to go into the wall in that order, I think. Maybe Lillian, oh, she might just have the advantage. She does indeed. Lillian's going to take that. And there, Morven Getty over there in lane 8, missed that one. And Beth Gillis in the centre of the pool in 3rd place. So let's see. Lillian Blair still has this one. She still has that. She's about half a body length up, I think, but we'll be looking to come back up her, the South Lanarkshire swimmer. Beth Gillis in the centre of the pool there. She's moving through very nicely. Beth is certainly up into 2nd place. The East Lothian swimmer is going to take this one, his 3rd heat this afternoon. And she does so there in a time of 1:14.31. I beg your pardon, I do correct that for Lillian. She swims for Finns, not East Lothian. My apologies. Just in there. There we go, that's the official result there. Lillian Blair in a 1:14.31, Ava O'Neill 1:15.10, and Beth Gillis 1:15.34. So another nice heat there, Duncan.
Yeah, I think East Lothian would have been very happy to have Lillian Blair, but no, she's Finns, a Kirkcaldy-based team, and she did really well there because that was a recent time. She only did that East Districts in the end of March, so less than a month on from that to take 2.5 seconds off that time. Brilliant. So on to heat number 4, we have Ellie Brown of Holdhouse in 0, Olivia Begbie of Warrender in 1, Annabelle Lapping. If Millie Bittock actually of Finns. What have we done it for Finns here? But she goes in lane 2. Annabelle Lapping in lane 3 for Margot and Besden. Robin Maxwell of Dumfries in 4. Amy Horsburgh of Glenroth is in 5. Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld in 6. Heidi Shaw, Ren 96 in 7. Phoebe McLaughlin of Cumbernauld in 8. And Caitlin Sutherland of Highland in lane 9. At the turn, Phoebe McLaughlin from Millie Whittock, just 3/10 between them, 34.03 and 34.34. Phoebe with the touch, the Cumbernauld swimmer, 4th in the West District Championships a couple of months ago. Very, very tight here coming down. We've got, 4 or 5 swimmers all in the mix here as we come down the 2nd length. Can you call a winner? I think maybe lane 7, Heidi Shaw, the Ren 96 swimmer, has the advantage. She's up by about half a metre. She needs a good strong finish to make sure of it, but I think she gets that. 1:13.79, 6/10 faster than the previous heat, and a nice improvement on a 1:16.26 entry time. So well done for the Ren swimmer. Robin Maxwell taking 2nd, Phoebe McLaughlin in 3rd, all under the 1:15, so all good PBs there.
Yeah, the swimmers are well pleased with that. And we move on to heat 5. In lane 0, Anna Jackson, 1, Abby Craig, 2, Holly Warburton, 3, Maddie Hull, 4, Eva Gordon, 5, Lula Milne, 6, Poppy McCready, 7, Isabella Shaw, 8, Sophie Haining, and 9, Cara Broadley. Here we go, 1:08, fastest time posted here for lane 4's Eva Gordon, and we can see her already beginning to make a move, but she needs to be she's hunting down lane 3's Maddie Hall, Warrender Bath swimmer, a recognisable red cap there of Warrender Bath, and it's Maddie Hall who will take the field in to the turn, but let's watch over there in lane 8. Sophie Haining, in fact, had that in 32.74. So Sophie Haining, Bells Hill Sharks swimmer, entered on a 1:13.51. At the turn, leading the field ahead of Warrender Bath's Maddie Hall and City of Glasgow's Eva Gordon. Let's watch now. Lane 4 and 5 now have this. Eva Gordon, Lula Milne, teammates here, pushing each other all the way. Lula Milne has the advantage over her teammate Eva Gordon, and it's Lula who's going to take this, trying to come back for 2nd place, but no, it belongs, in fact, miss lane 9 altogether there. Eva Gordon's time has not yet come up, as you can see there, so that will all be adjusted for us just shortly, because it was Lula Milne, Eva Gordon, May well have been Cara Broadley in third place, but certainly, as you could have seen on the screen there, all the action was happening in the centre of the pool. Two City of Glasgow swimmers pushing each other all the way along. Just a little bit of a delay here whilst they confirm the results for us.
Fantastic second half from Lula there. I mean, she was in the pack really at the turn, wasn't she? She didn't feature in who you announced in the top three at halfway, but as soon as she broke out from her turn, she was in the lead. So
she was
terrific
indeed,
off
yes.
the wall.
Fantastic work there. So Lula Milne, 109.90, Eva Gordon, 111.23, and it was indeed Sterling Swimming's Cara Broadley taking third place there.
So heat 6 next to go. Elsa Cook of Truro, so she's had a long trip up to Aberdeen. Emily Taylor of South Lanarkshire in 1. Eve Palmer of Old Valley Tridents in 2. Rebecca Mayling, Bells Hill in 3. Katie Etchison of Warrender in 4. Berin Asaya Cock of Hamilton Aquatics in 5. Millie Searle of Geary in 6. Amy Rimmer of Bells Hill Sharks in 7. Taya Laidlaw of Dumfries in 8. And Lily Lava, University of Aberdeen Performance in lane 9. So the swimmer with the fastest entry time, Katie Aitchison, a 107.92. She is already a butterfly winner in the 200 butterfly, and she will be looking to push this one on. She's definitely got the lead at halfway. The split 31.80 is nearly a second faster than the previous heat. Katie, Scottish Schools champion, East District age group champion, would love to be national age group champion. She was 4th in this event last year as a 13-year-old, now in the 14-year-old age group, wanting to make a point here, and she's certainly doing that in these heats. She's well clear of Berin Asiacock, the Hamilton Aquatic swimmer, who has on her shoulder Millie Searle, and also up there, lane 3, Rebecca Mayling. But it's Katie who takes the win convincingly, 1:08.15. So she'll be looking to be faster than that, I would think, in the final. But that's a good, solid heat swim there. Berin takes second, 1:10.33 for her. Third place, Rebecca Mayling, 1:10.67, just ahead of Millie Searle. So the 4 swimmers all there in the 1:10s or below. One more heat.
Tight final there, tight heat there, beg your pardon. And then as Duncan says, this is the final heat. It's heat 7, lane 0, Libertuity from Geary. Then from Hamilton Aquatics, it's Eva McCartney. Skye Petrie goes in lane 2, Moni Feith. Tynemouth, Sophia Anderson in lane 3. University of Aberdeen Performance, Sophia McMahon, Charlotte Craig, 96 in 5. 6 is Katie Ray from Geary with her teammate Phoebe Simpson, Olivia Davis and Midlothian in 8, and Grace Taylor, Alfred Otter in 9. So the fastest entry time here is Sophia McMahon in a 1:07. 1:07 for Sophia. So let's see what's happening, and she's showing that now, isn't she? There she goes in lane 4, 30.78. So it's just a second faster than the previous heat. Ren 96's Charlotte Craig is in second place there at the turn, and it's Sophia Anderson in third. From the Tynemouth, visiting us travelling up here in to Aberdeen this week. So this is tight, but the action is in the centre of the pool. Really tight between the Ren 96 Charlotte Craig and Sophia McMahon. So Sophia, I think, is going to get this. It's all coming down to the touch, and it does. It goes to Sophia in a 1:07.62, just ahead of Charlotte Craig, 1:07.66. Really nothing to split those two girls, and did indeed all come down to the touch, Duncan, there, didn't it? Sophia Anderson takes third place in a 1:09.37 as the screen shows you the confirmed results.
So it bodes well for the final in that 14-year-old age group. Those two, Sophia and Charlotte, nothing between them, and Katie Etchison, I think, will be right up there with them as well. So watch out for that one tonight. It's going to be a goodie. And of course, we've got the 11 to 13s will also be progressing through to the final. And looks like Berin Asiacock, the Hamilton Aquatic swimmer, is going to be the fastest in that one. But we move now to the boys, and it's 200 freestyle, so 4 lengths of the pool. For this, the first of 7 heats, just the 4 swimmers in it. They are Nikki Kalamarkis, Cynthia Glasgow in lane 3, Kyle McQuaker, Kintyre in 4, Jack Kidd, Dundee City Aquatics in 5, and Adam Khan of Margai and Bearsden in lane 6. So 2:31s across the board, the entry times here. Just edging from the dive in his lane 6, Adam Khan, the Margai and Bearsden swimmer. But there's not too much in it as they come down the first length. Also starting maybe Nikki Kalamarkis just ahead of the swimmers in the middle lanes, but it's Adam who turns first. 33.39, up by 3/10 or so over Jack. Nikki in 3rd. But that was a good turn from Adam Khan. Just opened up a bit more of a lead. 12-year-olds, so at the young end of the 12-13 age group. All these swimmers in the 12-13 age group, as you'd expect in the first heat. Adam, silver medalist in West District Championships. Well, has he been overtaken? It's really, really close. All 4 of them coming in together at halfway. Who gets the touch? Well, it is Adam again. A tie for second, Kyle and Nikki. 1:11.70, but only 4/10 between the 4 of them. So who is going to have the power and the endurance in the second half here? Will it start to break up? Will we see a clear leader? It's not happening yet as we come down length 3. Starting to make a bit of a move. The Kintyre swimmer, Kyle McQuaker. Has he got the lead? I think he maybe just does in lane 4 in the white cap. Kyle, not seen too much form on him. Short course, he was 3rd at Forth Valley meet just before snags. And he does lead by a 10th, 1:51.54. But now it is about back end speed. Who's got that? Who's got something left to give here? Kyle McQuaker still just about holding that advantage. Adam Khan, the early leader, is his main threat. So let's see as they come down. I think Adam perhaps has the speed at the back end of this race, and he's got perhaps half a meter's advantage. Kyle doing his best to close that down again. It's going to be pretty tight, but I think it will be Adam. Ooh, it's very tight in the end, but it was Adam. 2:28.21. So nice PBs there. 3 seconds. But the Margai and Bearsden swimmer getting the touch there. All 4 swimmers under the 2:30. All 4 swimmers improving on their entry times. Well done, guys.
And we move on to heat 2. In lane 0 is Joshua Mangavin from Bankery. Lane 1, Kyle Martin, City of Glasgow. 2, Archie Floors, South Main. 3, Tommy Kilpatrick, Carnegie. 4, Geary swimmer Oliver Peel. Guy Johnson, Heart of Midlothian, swims in lane 5. 6, Cole Gray, Finn. 7, Kerr Martin, City of Glasgow. 8, Ethan King, Ren 96. And 9, Peter Sluzowski, City of Glasgow. When I said South Main there, it's South Mainland is the full name of the club. So an early lead here being established there in lane 4 by the Geary swimmer Oliver Peel. A bit of an arrow formation there, I think. On either side of him, we'll see swimmers in 2nd and 3rd place. So Oliver Peel, Guy Johnson, Tommy Kilpatrick. 31.46 there. So we are faster than what we've just seen in the first heat there after the first 50. So the Geary swimmer against University of Heart of Midlothian, I do beg your pardon. Oliver Peel and Guy Johnson. In the centre of the pool is where the action is at the moment. So it's the Geary swimmer turning first in a 1:07. So we're some 4 seconds faster than we were in the previous heat there. Same split for these 2 guys, Oliver Peel and Guy Johnson. So let's see. I don't think anybody's going to catch these 2. So first and second certainly going to come from the centre of the pool, but let's have a look and see what's happening in behind them. I think over in lane 9, might be wrong with the camera angle that I've got, but it looks like it's the City of Glasgow swimmer Peter Slizowski. Certainly had third at the halfway mark, so into the final turn. Oliver Peel has led pretty much from the beginning. As I said, he had the fastest entry time going in here, 2:28.13. Guy Johnson, also a 2:28, so we certainly expect to see him up where he is at the moment. So it's Oliver Peel, Guy Johnson, and at the moment, the advantage for third place still lies with the City of Glasgow swimmer in there, over there in lane 9. And he'll be doing all he can to hang on to that. But his teammate is coming up really fast there in lane 7, Kerr Martin. That's really tight at the end here. Who takes that one for third place? Peter takes that one. Oliver Peel, 2:21.17. Guy Johnston, 2:28.38. And Peter Slizowski takes third place in a 2:25.62. Look at that time for Kerr Martin. Really was all down to the touch as the two boys came into the finish there. And that's the results confirmed for us.
Yeah, again, lots of PBs, and Oliver in particular, 2:21.17, 7 seconds inside the time he did in North District age groups not that long ago. So very good stuff from him. Into heat 3, Andrew Fernando, Warrender, Felix Broom, South Ayrshire, Alex Jacovides, Inverclyde, then 2 from North Ayrshire, Aaron Graham and Cameron Miller, Jack Handley, Ren 96, Nicky Tinch, Sterling Swimming, Lyle McKelvey of Glenrothes, Joshua McCluskey of Kilmarnock, and Elliot Winton of Monifeith. So entry times here, 2:21 to 2:27. So quite a range of times in this one. 6 seconds. Cameron Miller with the fastest entry time. He's had some good strong swims for North Ayrshire. It looks like lane 2 maybe. Alex Jacovides in the Clyde swimmer is going to be first to return. No, it's Joshua McCluskey in lane 8 by 600ths, 31.71. So those two pretty well matched here. Also, Joshua McCluskey not too far away. In fact, a whole load of others now are moving up in the centre lanes. Are the two, well, North Ayrshire's Cameron Miller and Wren's Jack Handley. So up to the halfway mark. It is now the white-capped Inverclyde swimmer, Alex Jacovides. He turns in 1:06.64. So he's got a lead now of nearly half a second. Cameron Miller second, Jack Handley third. Right there with those two is Nicky Tinch of Stirling in lane 6. So can any of these swimmers come and have a go at Alex? The Inverclyde swimmer still with the advantage. He did his time finishing 4th in West District Championships, 13-year-olds. And he comes through 1:42.97. So his lead is nearly a second and a half, and he was faster in that split than anybody else, and now looking very secure for the win here. The battle is about who's going to get second, and it's Cameron Miller versus Jack Handley on that one. And then behind them, looks like it's still Nicky Tinch in lane 6. Well, first place is clear. Alex Jacovides, dominant. And looks like, I think, Jack Handley will get second. He does by a 10th over Cameron Miller. And just 400s between 4th and 5th there. Lyle McKelvey finishing with a stormer, 35.5 there to just grab 4th place. But a good, strong swim there all the way through from Alex Jacovides, 2:18.07. Unfortunately, we do have a disqualification, though. That is Felix Broom from lane 1. Technical infraction from Felix. So unfortunate for him, but great stuff there, in particular from Alex Jacovides, another big PB.
We're moving on to heat 4 in lane 0. Frank Orsi from East Lothian. 1, Archie Lawson, Stirling Swimming. 2, Oren McLeod, Forth Valley Tridents. Hamish Black, South Ayrshire 4, Lewis Starkey, Glen Rothes 5, Liam Hendry, North Ayrshire 6, Andrew Hendry, Scotia 8, Harry Stutchfield, Warren de Baths 9, so 8, Sebastian Ballantyne, Brock, and 9, Uma Amar from University of Aberdeen Performance. So 2:19s through to 2:21 here, so fairly tight on the entry times here. So let's see what this field do. It's going to be lane 0 leading here. Frank Orsey, the East Lothian swimmer, leading ahead of lane 6, Andrew Hendry, and lane 1, Archie Lawson. So top 3 spread across the pool at this early stage. So a good start by the East Lothian swimmer, but can he hang on to this lead? Coming down into the turn for the halfway, 100 metres completed. And it's still the East Lothian swimmer, Frank Orsey, leading now. All bunched up in behind him, however, Harry Stutchfield and Sebastian Ballantyne in second and third. 1:06.10 there, so just around the same time as the previous heat, just a tad, a shade faster. It is still East Lothian. Frank Orsey leading here, lane 7. Harry Stutchfield there, Warren de Baths in second. Let's watch lane 1. It's coming up now, Archie Lawson. It's Harry Stutchfield that's taken that now ahead of Frank Orsey. Sebastian Ballantyne over there in lane 8 in third, but really nothing between him and Archie Lawson, so it's all to play for. The lads are very tight. Here there is no clear leader. Harry Stutchfield over there in lane 7, really beginning to pick up the pace now. What can he do? Lane 0, lane 7, really tight. Is there a clear leader? There isn't. This is really going to come down to the touch, but it is Frank Orsey that takes that in a 2:17, and Archie Lawson, a good last 50 metres there for him, getting himself up into second place. And Harry Stutchfield takes third. 2:17.35 for our winner.
Yeah, that was a brave swim from Frank, because it looked at the 150 mark that he was in trouble, but he really dug in down that last 50 to grab that lead back. Nice swim from Archie as well to just edge second over Harry Stutchfield. On to heat number 5. Zachary Pine, Inverclyde, Lewis Sinclair, South Lanarkshire, Fraser Vass, Highland, 2 and 3 swimmers, Nathan Sorrell and Yasin Hattab in 3 and 4. Adam Gibson of Geary, Lewis Relly, South Ayrshire, Ross Winters of East Lothian, Colin Kilpatrick of Carnegie, and Daniel Combe from Perth City. Entry times here, 2:09 up to 2:19, so we're into the cycle seeded heat, so that's why we've got such a big spread of times. So Yasin Hattab with the fastest entry time, 2:09.04. Was very successful going over to Northern Ireland a month or so ago. Kept winning junior finals there, including this 200 freestyle.
Was he at the McCulloch meet, yeah? Well done to him.
29.82. It's Daniel Combe from lane 9, actually, who has the early lead. So we'll see whether he can sustain that. Yasin, though, is right there with him now. You can see that in the white cap in lane 4. So it is these two as they come down. Not a lot separating them. I think maybe Yasin does have the lead now. Let's see as they turn. Yes, he turns first, 1:03.34. As you'd expect, that is faster than anything we've seen. Leads by 4/10 from Daniel Combe. Adam Gibson turning third, just ahead of Nathan Sorrell, the second Dumfries swimmer. And he's going pretty well as well, Nathan. Looks like he's maybe just edged into third place now, and will be trying to catch Daniel Combe. Daniel, winner at the Midland District age groups in the 14 age group. So he's had some success recently, but he is exactly a second behind Yasin now with 50 to go. 1:36.53. Yasin split. 1:37.53 for Daniel. That will be good if Daniel can hold on to that second place, and it certainly looks like he's going to. His biggest challenge is Nathan Zorrell in lane 3. In fact, Daniel Combe is finishing really strongly here. He's not that far behind Yassin Hattab. They are going to be 1 and 2. Yassin does take it. That was a storming last 50 from Daniel. And, I think we'll be mightily pleased with that. So Yassin 2:09.01, that's 300ths faster than he did at the McCullough meet. So improvement on his time. But what a time there from Daniel Combe. That is a massive improvement. Entered on 2:19. So he absolutely stormed that one.
And here we go, heat 6. I've just corrected what you're seeing on screen now. So in lane 0 goes Ethan Pate from Finns, 1 Angus Donald, Warren de Bath, 2 Ferguson, Ren 96, Samuel Ruff, City of Glasgow in 4, Julian Ockroy, Delting in 4, 5 Ed Pearson, Isle of Man, 6 Daniel Rose, Aberdeen, 7 Struan Henry, Dumfries, 8 Emilian Grease, Aberdeen Dolphin, and 9 Max Clark, South Ayrshire. So looking at times here ranging from a 2:08 for the Delting swimmer through to 2:19. So let's see if that's what actually happens in the water. And it is Julian Ockroy who takes that at 29:04. Daniel Rosen behind him. Ed Pearson in 3rd. Just 4 boys sub 30 seconds there, with Angus Donald taking 4th place at the turn. So the Delting swimmer leading here. 9th last year at this event. He's going to take the field into the wall. He does there, 1:01. So as we've said, you've certainly seen a lot faster times than we've previously seen. That's some 2 seconds up on the previous heat at this stage. Ed Pearson in 2nd, and 3rd place at that time was Daniel Rose. So our leader from Delton, Julian Ockroy, continues to dominate here. It's whether they can come back at him in the last 75 odd meters. So into the final turn, that's Julian in a 1:35, Ed Pearson 1:37. So there's a 1.5 seconds splitting Julian and Ed. Sam Ruff, the City of Glasgow swimmer, up into 3rd. And it's these 3 boys that are battling for 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Julian's going to hold off the threat, I think. He's got that body length advantage, so it's all about 2nd and 3rd place here. And we've got Sam Ruff against Ed Pearson. Julian takes this one. And winning the battle for 2nd place is Ed Pearson. He's taking that in a 2:10.73 against head of Samuel Ruff. But look at that, 1/100th of a second split those 2 boys there. So they'll be quite happy with those finish times. Julian coming in just around his, bang on his entry time there, 2:08.72. And that's exactly what he entered on. But I'm sure we'll see something faster from him this evening.
Yeah, Julian having a great meet, particularly on backstroke, but showing what he could do there on freestyle. One more heat, and there's your lineup. Luke Todd of Tridents, Blair Hope, Reed School, Rory Stevenson of Tridents, Charlie Braid, Ren 96, Brogan Smith of Glenrothes, Daniel Latham, Cumbernauld, Charlie Line of Inverclyde, 2 from University of Aberdeen Performance, and there are Chom Komalovs and Cameron Jupp, and Matthew Turner completes the lineup for Warrender in lane 9. So 2:07.84, the fastest entry time, that is Brogan Smith. 2:08.72 is the fastest we've seen so far. Brogan straight away into the lead. Another swimmer we've seen putting in some fantastic performances across a number of different events. And he has quite a big lead at the 50, 28.13. That is a second faster than we saw from Julian in the previous heat, and a 2-second lead over Daniel Latham and Charlie Braid, who are contesting 2nd. Daniel in 5, Charlie in 3. And not much between them, but Now Brogan, the East District champion, was 5th in this event last year, but I think he'll have ambitions to do rather better than that tonight. Another wearing the purple cap. Glenroth is traditionally all black, but not here. So just over the minute at the halfway mark, 1:00:48. Now 2.5 seconds clear of Charlie and Daniel. Still pretty close. Behind those two, we've got lane 6, Charlie Line, and lane 2, which is Rory Stevenson. But, well, we've got a clear leader and then a fight for second as we watch our clear leader, Brogan Smith, moving through the 150, 1:34.86. His pace has eased back, so we'll see whether that is deliberate or whether he's running out of puff. We'll find that out, I guess, tonight when we see what he does. Then I suspect he's just easing back. He knows that he's well clear. He knows he doesn't have to worry about a lane in the final. He knows that the wall is not far away and he's going to be there or thereabouts on his entry time, 2:08.06. He will be the fastest into the 14-year-old final. Daniel Letham just getting the edge on Charlie Braid in what has been a tight contest all the way through, but you can see there a 32.75 from Daniel. Had to really push hard to get that second spot. Charlie Braid, I'm sure, will be there around in the final as well. Confirmation of that result.
That completes the freestyle for the boys this afternoon, and we're moving on to the 200-meter IM. It's the first of a 200-meter IM in this year's program, and we have 7 heats of event 423. So this is heat 1, and in lane 1, sorry, not lane 1, I beg your pardon, lane 2, Juliana Payne, Carnegie, 3, Ethan Lethbridge, East Lothian, 4, Isabella Akentel, University of Aberdeen Performance, 5, Celia Blair, East Lothian, and 6, Casey Crisp, South Lanarkshire. So just the 5 swimmers in this first heat, this 200 IM. And I think we're seeing just an early lead there, taken by Juliana Payne, the Carnegie swimmer, black and white cap of Carnegie. And she's going to take the field into the first turn. She does, 36.72 for her, and it's South Lanarkshire's Casey Crisp, then leading ahead of Celia Blair from East Lothian. 36.72 through to 37 for these swimmers in the top 3 there. They're beginning to possibly even out, certainly for first and second place then. In fact, overtaking our leader is the East Lothian swimmer, Erin Lethbridge. Looks certainly from the camera angle like she has the advantage, as we've got less than 15 metres to go of the backstroke. So a watch, but coming back right back at her is the Carnegie swimmer, Juliana Payne. It's Erin Lethbridge that takes that. Oh, in fact, Isabella Anquetil in second there. 121 for Erin, 122 for Isabella, and Juliana just in right behind her. So into breaststroke, and we've often said that things can all change now. Let's watch the East Lothian swimmer, Celia Blair, there in lane 5. Lovely stroke for her. She's moving through into second place now. She's going to be challenging for the lead very shortly. She's right on the shoulders of our leader now. Erin Lethbridge, I wonder if she realises that that challenge is happening over there in lane 5. So Celia Blair was 12 years of age, as is Erin, so 2 12-year-olds there. Celia has gained the advantage, and she has just about a second and a half over Erin after that breaststroke. So freestyle, who's going to catch our leader, Celia Blair? And really motoring very well there, Juliana Payne, the Carnegie swimmer. And she's coming up alongside. She's going to take, no, not Carnegie, I beg your pardon, the East Lothian swimmer, Erin Lethbridge. Sorry, if I didn't. So it's Erin Lethbridge who will take this, regain the advantage there with her freestyle, and she does take this in a 2:50.30 ahead of South Lanarkshire's Casey Crisp. Good last 50 metres there for Casey, and Celia Blair in third place. There we are as the times and finish order is confirmed for us. Moving on to the second heat.
So that is the joy of the 200 IM, isn't it? When it goes back and forth from stroke to stroke. So you never quite know what's going to happen. And we don't know what's going to happen in this one. The line-up, Reva Wang, City of Glasgow, Maisie Connolly of Midlothian, Heidi Addison of South Lanarkshire, Morven Getty of Mulgo and Besden, Anna Wilson of Inverclyde, Josephine Painton of City of Glasgow, Eleanor Scott of Warrender, Phoebe McLachlan of Cumbernauld, Holly Hutchison, South Lanarkshire, and Esme Anderson, University of Aberdeen Performance. So the entry times here range 2:50 to 2:52. We saw a 2:50 in the previous heat from Erin. Good start in lane 7. That's Phoebe McLachlan of Cumbernauld. So she, I think, is going to lead them down to the end of the butterfly. In fact, quite a big lead that she has built up early on here. 1.3, so that's an excellent start from Phoebe. Let's see if she can sustain that. Coming out of the turn in the backstroke, moving up is Josephine Painton in lane 5, and suddenly she is now moving through. Just proves what I said there, how it changes from stroke to stroke. Josephine looking very good on the backstroke here. The 13-year-old from the City of Glasgow, 4th in West District Championships, and she now has opened up a big lead. Big lead here at halfway mark, put herself in a really strong position, coming up to the turn in 1:17.25. That's over 4 seconds now, faster than the previous heat. So Eleanor Scott in second, Anna Wilson in third. Coming down now, will that change in the breaststroke? They've got a lot of catching up to do to get to Josephine, but perhaps there's someone there that can give it a go. Who is looking lightly? Not sure anybody terribly lightly. Moving up a bit in lane 4 is Inverclyde's Anna Wilson. She is making some ground, but it's still a pretty healthy lead for Josephine. Behind Anna, it's close for the early leader, Phoebe McLachlan in 7, and in lane 3, Morven Getty of Mulgo and Besden, but still Josephine Painting, but the lead isn't as big as it was. 2:08.63 against 2:12.14, so still more than 3 seconds the advantage. So you'd have to fancy Josephine to see this one through. It would be a huge ask now for anybody to get anywhere close to her. Anna Wilson will be second, you can be pretty sure of that. It's looking like Morven Getty for third place, although still got some competition, but there is our leader, Josephine Painton, and she is going to bring it in around about 3-4 meters clear, 2:45.95. So another very nice PB, over 4 seconds. Second, Anna Wilson, 2:49 dead. Morven Getty in third, 2:52.42.
West District 1, 2 and 3 there, Duncan.
We had that little discussion when I was on with Lynn yesterday, when she was gunning for the North District. Just saying was her phrase, North District, but now it's West District. You're saying 1, 2, 3.
Just saying.
Phrase of the week.
And
just
there we
saying.
go. It is indeed. Yeah, and heat 3 now, and the swimmers are appearing up on the screen there. So in lane 0, it's Neve Shields, South Lanarkshire. Lane 1, Millie Whittock, Finns. 2, Beth Gillis, South Lanarkshire. 3, Taya Laidlaw, Dumfries. 4, Hayley Salmon from Poole. 8, Sylvie McNichol, Glenrothes. 6, Ayla Wilson, Perth City. 9, Kiva Vick, Warrender Baths. 8, Ella Craig, Red 96. And 9, Lucy Pire from Montrose. So we've got 2:46s through to 2:50 here. So 1, 2, 3 girls on a 2 entered on a 2:46. But taking it out now is lane 3's Taya Laidlaw, the 13-year-old from Dumfries, member of the Junior Academy last year. And she's got that in a 33.92, so we're 2 seconds faster than that heat we've just seen at this stage for Taya. Taya in the Scottish schools was 7th in this event, but it's Taya Laidlaw leading ahead of, I think, lane 8. Ella Craig, the Ren 96, also two more West District clubs here. Let's see if we can repeat the same as we did a moment ago. But Taya Laidlaw leading this now. 1:16. She's got just over a second on Niamh Shields. Ella Craig in 3rd. Niamh Shields, the South Lanarkshire swimmer. So certainly looking for West Districts at the moment, but let's watch that red cap over there in lane 6. Ayla Wilson of Perth City moving through the field really nicely in this breaststroke. Often this is what sorts out our winners. Certainly can lead to sorting out the field. And that Perth City swimmer is really moving through now. She's got the advantage, I think. Ahead, she's going to... And coming up in lane 5, Sylvie McNichol, the Glen Rothes swimmer. So it is indeed all change. Our 2 leaders are there in lanes 4 and 5. Sorry, I beg your pardon, 5 and 6. Ayla Wilson and Sylvie McNichol. 3rd place with Taya Laidlaw. So can Taya do anything? But the 2 leaders, they are moving away from the rest of the field now. So it's a battle between Perth City, Ayla Wilson, and Glen Rothes' Sylvie McNichol. And at the moment, that battle is being won by Sylvie McNichol. She takes that in a 2:43.65. Ayla Wilson in a 2:43.76. And it's Ren 96's Ella Craig that takes 3rd place in a 2:46.14. Lovely finish there, girls. Battle right to the end. And great to see at the end of a 200 IM. But it is all about your different strengths and your different strokes, Duncan, isn't it? And which is why when you're commentating on something like this, we do end up with constant changes of swimmers after each stroke. So great to see. And that's the result confirmed.
So heat number 4 coming up. Your line-up, Charlotte Hewitt, Warrender, Heidi Short, Ren 96, Olivia Begbie of Warrender, Ailsa Chand, South Lanarkshire, Sophie Haining of Bells Hill, Grace Taylor, Afford Otters, Emma Patterson of City of Glasgow, Caitlin Sutherland of Highland, Evie Clark of Trojan, Jessica Simpson of South Lanarkshire. Entry times in this one, 2:44 to 2:48. Very nice start in lane 4. That is Bells Hill swimmer Sophie Haining. So she's taking out strongly in the butterfly, up by more than a body length as we come down towards the first turn, the first change of stroke. Next to her in lane 3 is Ailsa Chand of South Lanarkshire, so she turns 2nd. Olivia Begbie in 3rd. 32.90 is a second faster than the previous heat for Sophie. In the backstroke, coming under a bit more pressure now from Ailsa, and also started to make a move in lane 5 is the youngster from Afford, Grace Taylor, just 12 years old. Most of these swimmers in the 14 age group, so 3 in the 12-13s, including Grace, the youngest of them all. And so she is right in the mix now. In fact, a whole host of swimmers are in the mix, certainly 4 of them. And it's going to be the youngster Grace Taylor first. No, it's not. I thought it was going to be Grace. At 1:17.01, Ailsa Chand just getting the touch, maybe just a bit firmer pressing of the board there. Into breaststroke though. Still these 4 evenly matched. Can anybody come and join them? Having a go in lane 8 is the Trojan swimmer Evie Clark. But edging into the lead now is Ailsa Shand, 13-year-old from South Lanarkshire. Is 6th in this pool at Scottish schools at the end of January, and we all came up in the snow. But it's beautifully sunny now. You wouldn't think it was the same place. There's a Shand. 50 meters to go after a good breaststroke, 2:04.73, now over 3 seconds faster than the previous heat, and a lead of nearly 2 seconds over Evie Clark, who also had a good breaststroke. Coming back again in the freestyle is Grace Taylor in lane 5. She's back into 2nd place. Don't think she's going to catch Ailsa. They're both in the 12-13 age group, but it will be Ailsa who will bring this one home. We're in that SLS South Lanarkshire swimming cap in the blue, and here she comes into the wall, a lead of just over a body length, and touches in 2:41.15. So that's 3.5 seconds inside her inch time, and the fastest we've seen so far. A very nice swim from Grace Taylor, 2:42.45. She knocks a couple of seconds off her entry time. Emma Patterson taking 3rd, 2:43.95. And that is also an improvement of around about a second for Emma on her entry time.
And we move on to heat number 5. Phoebe Simpson from Geary swims in lane 0. Abby Crabe, University of Aberdeen performance with her teammate Sophia McMahon in lane 2. Amy Rimmer, Bales Hill Sharks, 3. Then we have 2 swimmers from Hamilton Aquatics, Gracie Brooke and Berin Ayakog. Katie Aitchison from Warren de Baths goes in lane 6. Sterling Swimming's Cara Broadley, lane 7. 8, Tilly Wilson, Annick Dolphins. And 9, Lillian Blair from Finns. So let's watch our 2 Hamilton Aquatics swimmers. They recently took 2nd and 3rd place in the Dubai Open. But we'll also keep an eye on what's happening in lane 6. So at the moment, the lead lies, with Sophia McMahon in lane 2, 32.74 for her. Katie Aitchison in 2nd place, and 3rd was Amy Rimmer. So we're into the backstroke, and still Katie Aitchison is leading. Now in 2nd, moved up from 2nd place. She has the lead. Her strength is with her backstroke. Coming in 2nd and very tightly in behind her there in lane 1, Abby Crabe. She's 2nd, Katie Aitchison, 1:12, 1:07, 1:12.76. So 7/10 of a second splitting the girls there. But we're into the breaststroke. Let's see the strengths here. This can all change absolutely everything. So swimming through really nicely there in lane 2, Sophia McMahon. She's certainly on the line along with lane 6, Katie Aitchison, leading the pack. She's moving really nicely now. Hamilton Aquatics, Berin Ayakog, she's starting to come through now nicely now. But this is the turn here, and transitioning now, it's Sophia McMahon in lane 2, the Hamilton Aquatics swimmer, Berin Ayakog in 2nd place, and Katie Aitchison in 3rd. So can the freestyle change that as the Hamilton Aquatics swimmer moves to the front of the field now? She's moving away from Katie Aitchison. Really good transfer there for her. Transition there, I beg your pardon, for her. And it will be that orange cap of Hamilton Aquatics that will lead the field in. And she takes that in a time of 2:36.19. Katie Aitchison takes 2nd place in a 2:37.11. And Gracie Brooke, also Hamilton Aquatics, in a 2:37.91. These girls will be looking to see, keep an eye on what's happening to see if that gets them into the finals this evening. So that's the result confirmed for us.
And on to heat 6. One more after this. The lineup here, Tallulah Kay for Preston in 0. Anna Jackson of Kinross in 1, Isla Russo, Renfrew Boss in 2, Maddie Markel of Guildford City in 3, Abby Coventry of Morpeth in 4, Annie Hutchin of Stirling Swimming in 5, Olivia Davies of Midlothian in 6, Katie Ray of Geary in 7, Isabella Shaw of Best in 8, and Isabella Bater of Amersham in lane 9. Abby Coventry taking this one out early on. On paper, she's about 2.5 seconds faster than anybody else, and certainly showing that sort of form here early on in the butterfly. 32.51. Entry time is 2:30.68. Did that recently in Edinburgh at the Edinburgh International. Bronze medalist at the Northumberland and Durham County Championships and 5th in this event last year. So she's got about a body length's lead halfway through the backstroke from lane 2, Isla Russo, and lane 3, Maddie Markel. She is one of 3 13-year-olds in this heat. The others, Tallulah Kay in 0 and Isabella Bater in 9. Because Maddie Markel has had a fantastic meet so far. Currently sitting in 3rd place here, but Abby 1:10.48. That's a 2.5 faster than the previous heat. And we know she's a decent breaststroker. So you'd expect her to be holding on to this lead with the 2 in the dark caps on her right-hand side, Maddie Markel and Isla Russo. In this event, Maddie Markel entered 2:35, but actually at a recent Guildford meet, she did a 2:30. So that will be in her mind as she tries to pick up another PB, another good lane for the 13-year-old final. And she has made some progress on Abby here. So that lead is, well, still over 1.5 seconds, but it reduced by about a second there on 56.65. But Abby Coventry, I think, will bring this one home from Maddie Markel. Those 2 well clear, with Annie Hutchin in 3rd place. So the 1, 2, 3 pretty straightforward now as we get the close-up of Abby Coventry. And she comes in, nice acceleration as she came into the wall, 2:31.86. So she puts herself in a nice position for the 14-year-old final, and certainly Maddie has done that in spades for the 13-year-old final, 2:33.29. Annie Hutchin, 2:36.43 in 3rd place.
Oh.
So confirmed there, 2:31.86, 2:33.29, 2:36.43 for Coventry, Markel and Hutchin.
So we're moving on to the final heat, as Duncan said. So in lane 0, Olivia Bowler, Heart of Midlothian 1, Robin Maxwell, Dumfries 2, Lula Milne, City of Glasgow 3, Ava Smith, Geary, and her teammate Millie Searle swims in lane 4. 5 sees Maddie Hall of Warrender Bath, 6 Eva Gordon, City of Glasgow, 7 Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld, 8 Libby Tweedy from Geary, and 9 Sarah McGuffey, City of Glasgow. So fastest here in the middle of the pool there is the Geary swimmer Millie Searle. So she swam at that time, her entry time at the North District Age Groups Long Course Championships recently. And it is, as you would expect, Millie Searle leading after the first 50 metres and transitioning now into backstroke. So Millie Searle ahead of Maddie Hall, and in turn ahead of City of Glasgow's Eva Gordon. So let's watch Millie Searle, see whether she can get close to her entry time. Let me have an eye on getting herself one of the best lanes in the final for this evening. And look at this, she is moving away from the rest of the field, and she can sustain this on the breaststroke. So 109.92 for Millie there. She's got some 4 seconds advantage over Maddie Hall, the Warrender Bath swimmer, and in turn leading from Ava Smith. And she's looking very comfortable out there in front. Millie Searle from Maddie Hall. Maddie got this at the East District age groups, first place there. Scottish Schools took first place as well at this distance and in this event. But Millie Searle is motoring up there to the final turn. I don't think anybody's going to catch her. It is all about second and third place. 152.74 for Millie there. Maddie Hall 2:00.17, so 8 seconds of a lead. This isn't about first place here. That does belong to the Geary swimmer, Millie Searle. It's all about second and third. And just keep an eye on what's happening there and behind her. So in lane 5, Maddie Hall, Warrender Bath swimmer. She looks like she has second place pretty much sewn up, but in coming really fast through there in lane 3 is Ava Smith, but she's not going to be able to catch Maddie. And finishing in first place there, and in our final heat of this event is Millie Searle in a 2:27.70, 2:34.51 for Maddie Hall, and a 2:35.06 for Ava Smith. So not quite on her entry time here, but expect to see her getting closer, if not faster than that this evening for our Geary swimmer, Millie Searle. As the results are confirmed there, Millie Searle, Maddie Hall and Ava Smith.
Yes, so looking at those times, certainly the swimmers who are under 2:40 there will definitely be back for the final. The others, I think we'll just have to wait and see. But now we move back to the boys, and it's 100 butterfly. And in this one, we have got 6 heats. Just the 3 swimmers in heat number 1. And those 3 swimmers are Aaron Graham of North Ayrshire, Louis Redfern of Lerwick, and Ethan Roddy of City of Glasgow. 128, 120.9, 121.1, so just 3/10 separating them on their entry times. So hopefully this will be a nice close first race, and hopefully it's going to be 3 PBs. Leading the way, it looks like, is the Lerwick swimmer, in between the 2 from the west of Scotland. Louis Redfern taking it up to the wall, and he comes through 36.17. So leads by a second and a half. Aaron second, Ethan third. So it is looking good for the Shetlander from Lerwick. So around about 3 meters clear now, and looking to be holding his pace and his stroke nicely. See those arms nicely placed as they go into the water. Not too much splash, nice control as we see him coming towards the port, towards the camera, and he will bring this in fine style. He's going to be a big PB for him. Very nicely done, 1:16.74, so that's 4 seconds inside his entry time. Well done, Louis. Second, oh, very close, just 900ths in it. So Aaron just touching out Ethan, and that is the confirmed result. Well, maybe it's not a confirmed result, actually. I'm just hearing some noises. And unfortunately, that is a disqualification, so our leading swimmer disqualified. So unfortunately, Louis, because it looks so good, but a technical infraction from him. So it was Aaron Gordon who ended up winning that first heat.
And heat 2, in lane 1, Alex Yeaman, Perth City, 2, Taylor Gibson, Montrose, 3, Innes Pemberton, Dunfermline, 4, Finn Carter, University of Aberdeen Performance, 5, Hamish Westgarth, West Lothian, 6, Nikki Kalamakis, City of Glasgow, 7, Lyle McKelvey, Glenrothes, and 8, Mikolajai Kalina, University of Aberdeen. There's no swimmer in lane 7. So it's just... So no Lyle Mackenzie this afternoon. So the boys are all entered here, and 1:17 is our fastest. The Finn Carter, the 13-year-old from University of Aberdeen, 1:17 through to 1:20. Well, it looks like taking this on very early on is Innes Pemberton, the Dunfermline swimmer. I'm not sure I've seen... No, I beg your pardon, it's not. It's Michael J. Kalina, Taylor Gibson, 34.29 there at the turn. Boys coming down now. Let's watch over there in the other side of the pool. Our leader at the halfway mark, and he certainly continues to have the advantage. It's all going to be about second and third place. This is a really good swim for him. So entered on a 1:20.17, and by the looks of this, he's going to get a cracking PB this afternoon. And he goes to the wall, finishing there, touching in a 1:16, some 4 seconds of a drop. What a swim for him. Nicky Kalamakis, the City of Glasgow swimmer, in second place, and Finn Carter from University of Aberdeen Performance in third. I was just about to get the board, those official results confirmed, but certainly the venue board has gone black, and we haven't had them confirmed. We're going straight on to the third heat.
I think that means it should be all right. I think we'd have heard about it if there was a DQ, so on we go. Heat number 3. Theo Edmonston West in 0, Kyle Martin in 1, Bruno Vignon in 2, Joshua McCluskey in 3, Zachary Pine in 4, Aidan Downey in 5, Guy Johnson in 6, Aidan O'Dowd in 7, Milo Hampton-Turner in 8, and Kerr Martin in lane 9. 1:15s to 1:17s, the times here. Lane 5 has the early advantage. That's local boy Aidan Downey. He's just edging it as they come down. Also going well, though, in 3 is Kilmarnock's Joshua McCluskey. So it's going to be between these two at the touch. Maybe Joshua, yes it is, 33.47, round about 8 tenths faster than the previous heat. 1:16.20 for Joshua. All these swimmers in the 12-13 age group. And it's a good competitive one, this one. With lanes 3, 4 and 5 all pretty close. Joshua led at halfway, maybe still just got the edge, but coming up now is Zachary Pine, who's had some very good swims. Also keep your eye on lane 7, Aidan O'Dowd of South Ayrshire, and he is pushing on very well, right up there now with Aidan Downey. I think it's between these two, although lane 4 is also there, Zachary Pine. Oh, so close. Zachary got it. 1:13.59. So, storming finish, 2.5 seconds inside his entry time. And that's confirmed from Aidan Downey second, Aidan O'Dowd third in a really tight finish there.
Heat 4. In lane 0, Rory Cameron, Carnegie 1, Lewis Relly, South Ayrshire 2, Harry Stutchfield, Warren de Bass 3, Thomas Wakelitz, Heart of Midlothian 4, Sam Ruff, City of Glasgow 5, Oliver McElwraith, Cumbernauld 6, Harry Swarbrick, Carnegie 7, Lewis Morgan, University of Aberdeen Performance 8, Nathan Zaral, Dumfries, and 9, Glenn Geddes, University of Aberdeen Performance. So this is heat 4, and the times here 1:07 through to 1:15. So fair spread, certainly on paper. And it's lane 4, Samuel Ruff. 1:07 as his entry time for the City of Glasgow 14-year-old. And Samuel is going to lead the field into the turn. 31.47 ahead of Harry Swarbrick of Carnegie and Oliver McElwraith of Cumbernauld. So 31.47. We are faster than we have seen so far. We would be expecting that with this heat. But it is Samuel Ruff, and they're tightly bunched for second and third place, but at the moment that advantage lies with lane 5 of Oliver McElwraith, a Cumbernauld swimmer, there. He just has the advantage, but he's being put under pressure as into the wall goes the City of Glasgow's Samuel Ruff in a 106.45. And Oliver McElraith takes second and Harry Swarbrick takes third. So 108.91 for Oliver and 109.66 for Harry. Just that will have to all be confirmed, however. Certainly the scoreboard in the venue just looking at confirming times there. And there we go. That's the result confirmed. Samuel Ruff, Oliver McElraith and Harry Swarbrick. I should call him Sam Ruff. That's obviously what he prefers to be known as.
So on to heat number 5. Blair Tetlow, Callan Chesser, Jensen Busketer, Nate Uppington, Yasin Hattab, Emilian Gies, Lucas Serrels, Hamish Black, Alex Yakovides and Nico Carver. So 106.45 has been put up on the board from Sam Ruff. So what can these guys do to respond to that? Amelia and Gies starting well in lane 5. The Aberdeen Dolphin swimmer, bronze medalist at Scottish Schools, 4th in this event last year. And he looks like he has got the edge. Lane 3 not far away, Nate Uppington, and in between them Yasin Hattab. But I think it will be Emilian over, no, it's well. No time. Was there a time coming up for Emilian Gies there? Yes, it was. 2nd place, but 31.03 for Yasin. So he got the touch. That is 4/10 faster than the previous heat. And so certainly Yasin turning it round as they went into the wall and coming out again. And he now has the advantage from the swimmers on each of his sides. Nate Uppington in 3, Emilian Gies in 5, but it will be the free swimmer Yasin Hattab bringing it in 105.77. That is faster than the previous heat. It's also faster than his entry time by about 8/10. So another good performance from Yasin, who is in a rich run of form at the moment, the Dumfries lad, and confirming his win there. Emilian and Nate 2nd and 3rd.
And on to the final heat, heat 6. In lane 0 is Fraser Oliver, Carnegie, Highlands Ross Marshall. Sorry, start that again. Highlands Ross Marshall. Ross Marshall goes in lane 1. Colin Kilpatrick, lane 2 from Carnegie. Daniel Ethan Combinold in 3. 4, Andrew Lou, Step Rock. 5, Reese Ferguson, Ren 96. 6, Fraser Vass, Highland. 7, Sebastian Ballantyne, Brock. 8, Seth Hamilton from Leatherhead, and 9, Robin Hammond, Warrender Baths. So this is the final heat of this event. The boys have seen what times have been laid down, and we just had a 105.77 from the Dumfries swimmer. 102 is the fastest time here, and that's the Step Rock swimmer Andrew Lou. Normally trains with Strathallan and looked after by Step Rock as they come into this meet. And it is lane 4, Andrew Lou, 30.39, ahead of Reese Ferguson in a 32.03. Reese, a Ren 96 swimmer, and 3rd place was Sebastian Ballantyne at the turn there. But look at Andrew Lou go. He is moving away from the rest of the field all the time. And it is Reese Ferguson from Ren 96 in 2nd place there. Possibly a bit of a battle going on for 3rd place, but I think that advantage, you may well need to keep an eye on what's happening in lane 0. He's coming through really nicely, but 3rd place goes to Conan Kilpatrick, the Carnegie swimmer. So that's an Andrew Lou there, finishing in a 103.92. Look at that time, some 4 seconds faster than 2nd placed Reese Ferguson in a 107.71. Just look for the results to be confirmed for us here. Some adjustments of times there, I think. And there we go. Andrew Lou, Reese Ferguson, Conan Kilpatrick are your 1, 2 and 3 in the final heat of the 100-metre butterfly. Because I haven't mentioned Andrew Lou as that.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a change now with 2 heats of 800 freestyles. So this will be a heat declared winner event. Just the 2 heats, as I said. 16 lengths of the pool. So in the first of the 2 heats, we have a full pool. Oh, I'm just checking. No, we don't actually. We don't have a swimmer in lane 7. So the lineup here is Ellie Thompson of Shetland in 0, Ella Craig of Ren 96 in 1, Belle Adamson of Carnegie in 2, Esme Anderson of University of Aberdeen Performance in 3, Skye Petrie of Montefieth in 4, Casey Crisp in lane 5 for South Lanarkshire, Ellie Carnegie of St Thomas in 6, then we have that empty lane in 7, Eva Watson of Finns in 8, and Grace Taylor, Aphrodota in lane 9. So these swimmers, I was going to say most of them are in the 12-13 age group, but it's pretty close actually. The 14-year-olds are Belle in lane 2, Ellie in lane 6, and Eva Watson in 8. So 3 of them, and the other 6 are all in the 12-13 age group.
Skye Petrie's 14, Duncan.
Oh, yeah, well spotted.
Another 14-year-old there.
109.43, and she actually leads the way at the 100. Leads by a metre or so. So lane 3, Esme Anderson is the leading 13-year-old. Just looking at the next heat, we have 4 more in the 12-13 age group, so no medals will get decided in either age group in this heat, but they will lay down a marker for the second heat. Now, through the turn, Skye Petrie, you can see is pacing fast, the only one in the 37s there. So it's looking to just build up her lead now. Entry time 10:13 is around 3 seconds faster than Casey Crisp's and 6 seconds faster than Esme, who's currently in 2nd place. So that big red M on the cap for Montefieth, and turns into 24.87 at the 200 mark, so just over 115, about 115.4 of pacing, and continuing to open up that lead. She seems to be picking up about 7 or 8 tenths at the moment in each length, so we'll see whether she continues to do that. If so, it will be happy days for her.
Yeah, it's all about getting your pacing right over this longer distance, Duncan, isn't it? You know, just on 200, so we've got 3/4 of the race still to go. Well, less than that now, because of course Skye's just turned there to the 250, 3:03.67 for her, maintaining that 2-second advantage over 2nd place Esme Anderson.
And she did pick up a little bit more in that last one, not so much as she had been. It was only about 1/4 second that time. We'll see as we come down to the 300 whether that trend continues or whether somebody can work it back. We did see this morning a swimmer come back from quite a long way back in the second half of the 800 to come through and win the race, so you never know in this one. So 38.10 for Skye. Well, that time she was over a second faster than anybody else. 39.3 and 39.1 for Esme and Casey. So looking good at the moment as they go into the 4th 100. So the 3:41.77 was the time there at the 300 for Skye.
Been very comfortable out there in front, isn't she? But as you said, we saw a complete upset this morning in the second half of the 800 metres. Somebody just turned on the power jets and on they went.
Yeah, so a combination of a deliberate strategy to focus on the second half, and somebody perhaps who just went out too fast in the first half. And these younger swimmers as you said, Jackie, it is all about pacing, and they wouldn't have done this long course too many times. And remember, I've had the chance to do it in some of the districts to do a long course 800, not all of them though. So we'll see here. Sky in the Midlands, 4:59.21, around about 3/10 faster than Esme there. So that was the halfway turn, 4:59.21. So negative split would get her under 10 minutes. It's a big ask to go negative splits, particularly for the younger swimmers. Enter 10:13. So if she gets anywhere close to maintaining her times in the second half, she'll be there or inside that sort of time. We'll get more of a feel for that as we get closer to the end here. Another in the 38s, but to the top end of the 38s that time, but still half a second faster than Esme. And we're just checking on that. It's pretty close now for second. Casey Crisp is right, well, almost right there with Esme Anderson. So Casey from South Lanarkshire, Esme from University of Aberdeen Performance. Does look like Esme perhaps just opening up the gap as we zoom in on Sky. So up to the 500, 6:16.46. So she's pacing very consistently here in that sort of 1:17 sort of territory. 38.2 there, again faster. So it doesn't look likely that there's going to be an upset here. It does look like Sky is nicely in control of her pacing. How's your maths, Jackie, if you do 1:17s for the rest of this?
Oh my. Oh my, now you're really challenging me there, Duncan.
Well,
Give me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No.
So 3:51 would be 3:117. So we're talking about something maybe in the just over the 10-minute mark. So as I said, into 10:13. I think she'll be inside that.
Yeah, I think you're right there. And Casey Crisp was now moved up into second place now. So interesting, Casey Crisp and Esme Anderson who've taken first place in this distance in different competitions. So fairly equal for the two of them, but will they catch Sky? I don't think so. Coming up to 600 meters now for Sky. Let's have a look at her time here. 38.47 there as a pacing, 7:34. So yeah, I think we're on for a sub 10 minute, hopefully, Duncan, for her.
Yeah, so that was another 1:17 and change split there. So all going pretty well for our leader. Still very much a race on, I think, for second. Casey has gone into the lead, but Esme is fighting back. So as we come up past those 15-meter markers, it's going to be tight between those two. Let's see, as we can see them coming in there side by side. So a 38.6 there for Sky, and then a 38.9 and a 39.1. So still very, very tight for a second and third. Casey's still holding on to second though. This one, it'll be the turn at the bell. So the question will be not whether Sky will win it, but what will her time be? Can she find some extra pace in the final 100 meters? For whom does the bell ring? That rings for you, Sky. 8:51.68. So that was another very consistent 1:17 and change. So now we're looking for maybe to get down to into 1:15 sort of territory for this final 100. Looks like Casey has got second place sewn up now, just pulled away from Esme in that last length and looking to consolidate that. Although Esme maybe is trying to have a go coming back at it, so not quite out of it yet. You see there fourth place in lane one, Ella Craig. So she's well clear of the others. as they come down towards their final turn. But let's focus on our leader, Sky. Turn 9:30 there in a 38. So can she come in maybe a 36 or something like that here on this last length? Here she comes down these last few meters after an excellent swim. She's led all the way through, 10 meters to go, as she comes down into the red zone. What's the time? It's going to be a good one, 10:06.09, so inside her entry time by around about 7-8 seconds. So job well done. Casey Crisp held on to second. That was a push from Esme Anderson to come back at her, but couldn't quite get there. 10:13.80 for Casey, and that's a 3-second improvement. And Esme entered on 10:19, takes that down to 10:15. Ella Craig was entered on 10:23, so she nudges inside that. Eva Watson very close to her entry time as well. Ella Thompson and Grace Taylor, I think, also posting improvements on their entry times. They're in 8th and 9th.
Good heat for all of the girls then. It's nice to get inside your entry time and posting personal bests. So we'll move on to the second heat of this 800 metre freestyle. And in lane 0, it's Emily Taylor, South Lanarkshire 1, Sarah McGuffey, City of Glasgow 2, Eve Palmer, Forth Valley Tridents 3, Rebecca Mallin, Bells Hill Sharks 4, Maddie McKell, Guildford City 5, Ava Smith, Geary 6, Abby Coventry, Morpeth 7, Charlotte Craig, Wren 96. Lane 8, Amy Horsburgh, Glen Rothis, and 9, Emmeline Eales, Kingston Royals. Only 12-year-old in this heat. In fact, I think the only 12-year-old, no, Grace Taylor from Afford Otter. There's two 12-year-olds having a go at this 800 metres this afternoon. So we've got entry times ranging from a 9:21 through to 10:09. So let's remember we're all looking at different age group battles here for the medals at the 11 to 13-year-olds and then your 14-year-old. Just seen the time set down by Sky Petrie from Monifieth. She's the 14-year-old, so her time is the one to beat for the 14-year-olds, and Casey Crisp's time is the one to beat for the 11 to 13-year-olds. If they want to be in the gold medal placing. So it's a 106 for Ava Smith after the first 100. So we're looking at an altogether faster heat at the moment, 109.43 for Sky Petrie there after 100 metres in the previous heat. So it's lane 5. Ava Smith leading ahead of Guildford City's Maddie Markell. So Maddie swam at one of the Surrey meets recently and took first place here in this particular distance.
Yeah, Maddie set a Scottish National Age Group record recently at Sheffield at 12-year-old record 9:21.93, but she's had her birthday since then, so she now has to try and match that 9:00.53 as the 13-year-old record. She's got a year, or near enough a year, to have a go at doing that, so you never know, she could get there. She's right up there with Ava Smith. Both of them, I think, winners in the 1500 in their respective age groups, and you wouldn't bet against them being winners here as to what's gone on in the first 200.
No, I think you're right, Duncan. Great to see them out in front, and let's see whether they can replicate their 1500 metres win. I beg your pardon. It's Bells Hill Sharks' Rebecca Malling who is in third place with 2:23.39 for Rebecca. So Rebecca entered on a 9:45. 9:21, as we said, for Maddie Markell and Ava Smith, 9:41. It is in the centre of the pool where the action is at the moment. These two girls are just about neck and neck. Maddie Markell, look at that, 5/100ths of a second splitting Maddie and Ava at the turn there after 250 metres. Rebecca Malling in third, but also coming through really nicely there in lane 6. We see Abby Coventry, and then the City of Glasgow's Sarah McGuffey, I beg your pardon, they're in lane 1. Let's not discount her over this distance. Here we go. 3:32.10, 3:32.21 for Maddie and Ava respectively. So with some 10 seconds faster than the previous heat after 300 meters, and still those two girls continue to lead. I don't know that anybody is going to challenge them. They're going to challenge each other, certainly at the moment, all the way, it looks like it. So we have two girls vying for the first place here. Maddie 13 and Ava 14, so they're both looking for a gold medal in their respective age groups. In behind them, two girls in third place, Rebecca Malling and Abby Coventry. Now they are competing in the same age group, they're both 14 years of age, so that'll be a battle there for the gold medal, I think, Duncan? So them, I think
silver medal, yeah.
Silver medal, certainly, I beg your pardon.
But also Sarah McGuffey is in that fight as well in lane 1. She's also a 14-year-old, so there's 3 of them, and only 2 of them could get on the podium, assuming that they can't catch Ava Smith, and that looks fairly unlikely at this point in time.
It does indeed, yes. And the two girls continue well out in front from the rest of the field at 400 meters, 4:45.07 against a 4:45.32. So that's nothing really to count, but just maybe with about half a body length advantage now lies with Maddie Markell, 5:21.73, 5:22.12. So Ava pacing a little bit faster there than Maddie over that last 50. But it is Maddie that is leading the field.
Just checking what's going on in the 12-13 age group. They're not in camera shot at the moment, but there's medals at stake. Of course, Maddie Markell looks pretty much nailed on for the gold, but behind them, I think it's Eve Palmer, who is the second placed in the 12-13 age groups, currently sitting, well, let's just check as they come in now. So there's the 3. Then behind them, in lane 2 there is Eve Palmer, so you see her just turning there in 6th place. So she is the one who has 2nd place as far as the 12-13s are concerned. And then behind that, I think it's Emily Taylor in lane 7. So at the moment, they are sitting, again, assuming that they can beat Casey Christine from the previous heat, 10-13.
Yeah, so there's still all to play for. Casey will be watching this one, as will Sky Petrie, won very commandingly the previous heat. But look at our two leaders. There's really absolutely nothing to split those two, is there? Maddie Markell, Ava Smith. Certainly nobody's going to catch either of them, I don't think. We're coming into the turn there, 600 metres, we've got 200 to go. Ava Smith in a 7:11.42, 7:11.50 for Maddie. They're pacing just pretty evenly around 36, 30.72, just over 72 for both girls. And Sarah McGuffey is up in 3rd place now. The City of Glasgow swimmer swimming there in lane 1. She's moved ahead of Bells Hill Sharks' Rebecca Malling. Coming into the picture now, but to go back to focus on our two leaders in the centre of the pool. They've got 3 lengths to go. 7:47.93, 5/100ths of a second, splitting Maddie and Ava. Maddie in 1st place, Ava in 2nd.
Maddie seemed to get a bit of an advantage on that turn there. It was, as you said, they came in together, touched together, but Maddie came out a good half a metre ahead of Ava. So we'll see whether that happens again at the bell turn. So keep an eye on that as they come in.
And here they go, coming into the turn, hearing the bells, both girls. See there, Maddie, look, there we go, still out in front. 2/100ths of a second difference on their pacing there. 7/100ths, and Maddie beginning to move. Now she's got 2/3 of a body length advantage, I think, over Ava Smith. So can she keep that going? Ava is not going to give this up, however. She's really doing all she can to come back at her. Sarah McGuffey is in third. They're in lane 1. Whether Rebecca can do anything about that, or lane 3's, Rebecca Malling or Abby Coventry, whether they can do anything about Sarah, possibly not. But look at this. These girls have been stroke for stroke pretty much throughout the whole of this 800 metres, and yet again we're going to see a very close finish, but it is Maddie Markle who I think will take this as she's moving ahead of Ava Smith. She's got just under a body length advantage, and into the wall she goes in a 9:32.62. The time's not recording there for Ava at the moment, so the scoreboard will be updated. It's not showing on our screen at the moment. Sarah McGuffey comes in second. Now Ava Smith's time is now appearing on the screen, and you can see the chief finishes in second place in a 9:33.36. With Sarah McGuffey taking third place there in a 9:44.65.
Abby Coventry and Rebecca Malling, now that was a battle for the bronze medal, and Abby Coventry just by 1700ths nicking it. And you can see there, not too much in it between Eve Palmer and Emily Taylor, and I think they will be the silver and bronze medalists in the 12-13 age group. We will confirm that shortly, but that's the way it looks to us. There you go, confirmed result. We'll just wait for those to be combined with the first heat, and then we'll tell you for sure.
Yep, another exciting 800-metre finish there for us. And we will be moving on to medal presentation now. So the girls obviously need to get out of the water from that second heat and get themselves organised for that. Just looking for the final placings so that we can give you our medal winners. Do we know who's presenting, Duncan, for this one?
I don't.
I don't either.
Maybe we'll see. Oh, it's Tony Dane, the Vice President of Scottish Amateur Swimming Association. God, it's all getting to us now. I tell you, 4 days in, it's all way too much.
Too many tongue twisters.
Yeah, so Tony, long
slight
time.
delay here just while said the swimmers get themselves organised and in a sensible fit state to stand up onto the podium. They need t-shirts on. Probably not so much time spent in organising their hair, but one never knows. As we saw with the girls. Sorry, that's what am I talking about? What am I talking about? And the girls will be sorting out their hair. No doubt.
Now, he needs to be careful on words like that.
I do indeed, yes, yes. So the medals certainly look like they're ready.
So we will be seeing them, and the medalists are, as I called it. So we will see those swimmers onto the podium, and they're almost ready to go, I think. So just confirming, we're going to be seeing Maddie Markle, Eve Palmer, Emily Taylor for the 12-13s, and Ava Smith, Sarah McGuffey, and Abby Coventry for the 14-year-olds. As said, it's Tony Dane, Vice President of SASA, to make presentations for many, many years, Secretary in the East District. So he will be doing the honours for us. But here they come to the podium, Great performances all round. So the bronze medalists in the 12-13 age group, Emily Taylor of South Lanarkshire Swimming. And the 14-year-old bronze medalist,
Looking
Abby
very
Coventry.
happy there, aren't they?
of Morpeth. We always get a victory salute from Abby when she's on the podium, and she's been on the
fantastic.
podium quite a lot. There are your silver medalists. Eve Palmer for Valley Tridents.
Looks like her hair is the same colour as the pink that the team have selected for their kit.
And your 14-year-old silver medalist, Sarah McGuffey of City of Glasgow. And there are your gold medalists and national age group champions, Abby Markell from Guildford City, 12-13. So she's going to take a lot of goldware back down to Guildford at the end of this week. And your 14-year-old Ava Smith of Gearing. So those two swam side by side all the way through that 800. Good performances from those 6 swimmers. We move to 400 IM now for male and open. In this one, we will have 4 heats. So get yourselves ready. So a bit like the 200 IM, but double the distance. But we will see, I'm sure, the same twists and turns as we go from stroke to stroke. You can see there the lineup for the first of the 4 heats. Finn Carter, University of Aberdeen performance, will go in 0. 1 is Leo Lee, City of Glasgow's teammate Nikki Kalamarkis. In lane 2, Jack Handley for N96 in 3. Aidan Downey, University of Aberdeen performance in 4. Seth Hamilton of Leatherhead in 5. Milo Hampton Turner, Warrender in 6. 7 is Kerr Martin of City of Glasgow, and 8 Tommy Kilpatrick of Carnegie. So entry times in this first heat, 5:47 up to 6:00. Again, as you'd expect in the first heat, they're all 12-13-year-olds. So off we go. And this our last heat event of the afternoon session, and it's an excellent start from Aidan Downey in lane 4, taking it out very strongly in the butterfly. Aidan, North District age group silver medalist, and he has a couple of meters lead already over Seth Hamilton of Leatherhead in lane 5, 35.43 against 36.93. Nikki Kalamarkis turning 3rd, and he's not far away from Seth now coming down the second length, but Aidan in the white cap of the University of Aberdeen is setting a good pace here in the fly. We know though that what happens in the butterfly, while it's important, is quite often not the critical factor. So here they come to the first change of stroke at the 100 meters. Aidan through 1:18.80. Leads by 2 seconds. Seth still in second, up by 0.6 on Nikki. Although I think that might have gone now as Nikki goes into the backstroke. And also up there with Seth is Milo Hampton Turner in lane 6. And he's gone past Seth, lane 3 as well. Jack Handley is moving up, so some movement in the minor places, but still it's Aidan Downey in control. Be interesting just to see the intermediate splits here. So a 40.7 for Aidan. Let's compare that with the others. So 42s, 44s. So Aidan building his lead here, and you can see that lead is growing. You don't need the times really to see that. You can see that just by looking at the screen. He's up by, what, 7, 8 metres now. Second place firmly in second now, Jack Handley of Ren 96. Jack third in West District short course event. That was held down in Dumfries back in the autumn. Lane 6 is Milo Hampton Turner. Milo, winner in the East Districts, so 12-year-old. Nikki Kalamakis, also a 12-year-old. The others all 13 this year. 2:40.22 now at the end of the backstroke and into the breaststroke. So Aidan Downey is well in control still, you feel. Now, if they are to make any sort of dent, they've got to do it now. Can't wait till the freestyle. There's no real sign that it's happening. Aidan Downey still very much with the whip hand as he comes down towards the 250-meter turn. So that was a 48.9 split. So fairly close now for second, Jack Handley and Milo Hampton Turner. We see their splits. Well, they're not coming up on the screen, but I can tell you it's 52s for Jack and 50 point for Milo. So again, Aidan Downey is building on his lead, but Milo is making ground on Jack just to the right of your screen there, as we see the top three swimmers coming down towards 300. But still this big lead for Aidan Downey. He's having a really successful season. He has been improving pretty much at every meet he goes to. See, he's got the war paint on his back for the University of Aberdeen. 4:16.79 then, as he goes to freestyle. So this should be a very big improvement on his entry time for Aidan. It's tight now for second. Let's see who gets the touch. Still, I think Jack.
It have changed hands there, Duncan. Milo Hampton Turner had second and just ahead of Jack at the transition there.
So I think they'll have a good battle down this last 100. Out of shot at the moment as we watch Aidan Downey coming up to his final turn. So just under the 5 minutes, 4:58, a 41 split there. So we're looking at something in the 5:30s for Aidan. It is still Jack Handley, has now a fairly comfortable lead over Milo Hampton Turner, and Milo himself is coming under pressure from Nikki Kalamakis down the stretch here. But, well, it's all about Aidan Downey here and what his time going to be. So they're going to knock Spot off his 5:47 entry time as he moves in, really pushing it hard. Mitre Main there as he comes in, 5:38.56, so that's an 8.5 second improvement on his entry time. Very well done, Aidan. Second was Jack Handley. It's tight for third, but Milo just holding on. No time coming up for Jack there, but that will get slotted in, because that time, 5:45, that will get adjusted. In fact, that is his adjusted time, 5:45.14, so that will put him into second place. Milo third, Nikki in fourth, 5:38.56. That's the time standard set for the 12, 13-year-olds. Just counting through, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more in that 12, 13 age group, and only one of them has a faster time than 5:38, so could be interesting.
Good indeed, couldn't it? So we do move on to Heat 2, and it's Glenn Geddes from University of Aberdeen Performance in lane 0-1, Oren McLeod, Forth Valley Tridents 2, Lucas Sorrells, Heart of Midlothian 3, Blair Tetlow from Geary 4, Andrew Fernando, Warren de Baths. There's no swimmer in, hang on a second. Andrew Fernando, yeah. And lane 5, Caleb Gray, Finns 6, Lewis Morgan, University of Aberdeen Performance 7, Luke Todd, Forth Valley Tridents 8, Cameron Miller, North Ayrshire, and no swimmer in lane 9.
Sorry, I think I just confused you there.
So let's have a look. Entry times here, 5:32 through to 5:44. And we've just seen the marker laid down by 13-year-old Aidan Downey in a 5:38.56. So we've got 3 13-year-olds here. It'll be interesting to see. So either all go faster than Aidan Downey, or only 2 of them will be on the medal podium. But taking the early lead here in lane 2 is Lucas Sorrells, the Heart of Midlothian swimmer. He's got an advantage of about body and a half length, but we've spoken about before, you need to be good on all 4 strokes here if you're going to maintain your lead, or either that or you use the stroke that is your strength to build the best possible lead you can. So we've got a 1:13.43. We're some 5 seconds faster than the previous heat, certainly for our leader. So our leader, Lucas Sorrells, is 14 years of age, so he's competing in a different age group to Aidan Downey. So he's our fastest 14-year-old at the moment. They need to make sure they keep in touch with him, our 14-year-olds, if they want to stand a chance of being on the medal podium. 3 medals will obviously be awarded. So up into the turn now at the halfway mark of the backstroke. It's Lucas Sorrells leading ahead of Glenn Geddes. So Glenn's our fastest 13-year-old at the moment, 1:59.78 there. And we'll watch the times as the boys come down to the halfway and transition into breaststroke. Looking pretty good there in lane 0, Glenn Geddes. He may well have the advantage. I'm not sure. It possibly is the camera angle here. He's certainly up there alongside our leader. They're in the centre of the pool. Now Andrew Fernando. No, it's Glenn Geddes that got that ahead of Blair Tetlow and Andrew Fernando. So we have seen a change now. They're coming out of that turn really well. Lane 3's Blair Tetlow is the advantage now, I think, over Glenn Geddes. Very possibly just a slight advantage, but a really good transition there for him into the breaststroke. Glenn Geddes is still right up there, however.
Glenn Geddes was a little bit slower than Aidan Downey at the turn there, though, but seconds slower, so we need to keep an eye on that.
Yes, indeed. So going into the halfway at breaststroke, and it is Blair Tetlow leading ahead of Glenn Geddes, in turn ahead of Lucas Sorrells. So 3:28.24. It's the time after the breaststroke that we're looking for now to get an idea. But look, we've now got three boys all vying for 3rd place. It's Blair Tetlow leading ahead of Glenn Geddes.
So Glenn Geddes in this one, Aidan Downey's time was 4:16.79. So just keep an eye on that as Glenn comes into the wall.
So in goes our leader, Blair Tetlow. Let's watch Glenn's time now. 4:18.29, so he is slower than Aidan Downey, albeit he is the fastest 13-year-old. So he's going to need to pick up the pace quite substantially in this final 75 odd meters now of freestyle if he's going to move Aidan down into silver medal position. Possibly maybe too big an ask for him, however. So into the final turn, Blair Tetlow, 4:51.77. So Blair's going to set the standard for the 14-year-olds. We've got 20 of them to come still, as with 2 further heats. So we're looking for a faster time than 5:38.56 from Glenn. What can he do? 5:38.56 to beat. Blair Tetlow's going to take this, and he's coming in to finish now. He's in the picture shot here. Watch Glenn. Glenn's right at the bottom of this picture here. Let's keep an eye on his time. 5:33.24. So he really picked up the pace in the latter part of that race. Cameron Miller, though, look at that time, 5:35.58. Also, fantastic finish there. And both boys will finish ahead of Aidan Downey. I think we'll keep an eye on this. Let's have a watch Andrew Fernando's time, 5:37. So Andrew, for the 11 to 13-year-old medals go in this heat, don't they, Duncan?
Yep, looks that way. It looks that way. That was a mighty effort from Aidan Downey in the first heat, but in the end, just in the freestyle, they all came past him. So very tight indeed. So on to heat number 3. Now we are just all 14-year-olds for the next 2 heats. So we don't have to sift it through into the 2 age groups anymore.
We don't, no.
So off we go. Ethan Pate of Finns, Thomas Fakulitz of Hearts, Lewis Relly of South Ayrshire, Fraser Oliver of Carnegie, Jensen Basketer of City of Glasgow, Harry Swarbrick of Carnegie, Ed Pearson of the Isle of Man, Struan Henry of Dumfries, Max Clark, South Ayrshire, and Nate Uppington of Ren 96. Well, pushing it on nicely, Harry Swarbrick of Carnegie, and over in lane 9, Nate Uppington going well. Let's see who gets the touch. Well, none of them. Lewis Relly in lane 2, 33.67. And certainly he is going well. So beside him is Ethan Pate and Thomas Fakulitz. Thomas may be edging it now in lane 1, the Heart swimmer. But, well, not a lot in it between most of the field here. Really only one swimmer detached from the line as we come up towards the 100. So this is about the tightest 100 split we've seen. All of them coming in, well, lots of them coming in together. Fraser Oliver this time getting the touch by a 10th, 113.73. Pretty similar split to the previous heat. So see whether they get separated out in the backstroke. Lane 5 is Harry Swarbrick. Lane 8 is Max Clark. Both of them going pretty nicely. Lane 3, the 100 leader, Fraser Oliver. And in lane 4, pretty close to them, Jensen Basketer, but it looks like it's between lanes 5 and 8. And it is Harry Swarbrick in lane 5, 155.64, halfway through the backstroke. Still pretty close. We've got still 7 swimmers in the mix as we come down towards halfway. Pushing it on now, Harry Swarbrick in lane 5, and he has just emerged now into the lead ahead of Jensen Basketer and Max Clark. So these 3 just a little bit ahead of the 4 on the gallery side. Ethan, Thomas, Lewis and Fraser, and leading them in to halfway, Harry Swarbrick. Although it shows there as Jensen, but I'm sure that was Harry who got the touch there. So we do have a few issues, but there's a nice turn and transition to breaststroke from Jensen, and he now has the lead for real, about half a metre up on Harry Swarbrick. 3rd place in lane 3, Fraser Oliver. So Carnegie well represented. No, in fact, look up at lane 8, Max Clark. I need to pay attention to him. He, the South Ayrshire swimmer, is still very much in the hunt. In fact, might have the lead. Let's see as they come up to their 250-metre turn. He does turn first. 3:21.47, a very nice 44.8 split there. So now we are seeing differentiation between the athletes, with Max Clark and Jensen Basketer now clear of the 2 Carnegie boys. And it's advantage to Max in lane 8 from Jensen. So Max Clark, bronze medalist in West District Championships. Jensen won that one. Third in the junior final at the McCullough meet. So, well, if Jensen wants to beat Max, he's going to need a strong freestyle because he's 2 and a bit seconds back going into it. 4:05.25 and 4:07.54. So let's see whether Jensen can mount a challenge. Third place in lane 3, Fraser Oliver has got ahead of his teammate Harry Swarbrick, and behind them in lane 2, Lewis Relly. But, well, it's hard to see past Max Clark at the moment. He looks like he's got this pretty much under control now. So what was a very tight race for the first half has turned into something much more straightforward in the second half, and now it's a 3-second lead for Max coming down the final 50. Surely he has got this one. It is tightening up for third between the two Carnegie swimmers, so there'll be a bit of pride in the club to be sorted out between Fraser Oliver and Harry Swarbrick, but no doubt about 1 and 2, I think. Although the Carnegie boys are making a bit of progress on Jensen Busketer as they come in, but not on Max Clark. He's got this one, and let's see what his time is, 5:18.94, so that's an over 10-second improvement on his entry time. That will be the time for the final heat to beat. Excellent stuff from Max there. Jensen second, and it was Fraser Oliver. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Harry Swarbrick. 5:24.46 backup time going in there for Harry. So although he appears fourth in that list, he is third, and that is confirmed there on the confirmed result.
So there we have it. Max has laid down the time that the last set of swimmers need to beat. They're all 14 years of age, so we're all last 2 heats competing for the same set of medals. So in lane 0, Cranbrook Duke, University of Aberdeen Performance. Lane 1, Oliver McElwraith, Cumbernauld. 2, Angus Donald, Warren de Bath. 3, Charlie Braid, Ren 96. 4, Julian Ockroy, Deltin. 5, Andrew Lew, Step Rock. 6, Adam Gebson. Geary. 8, Sam Ruff, City of Glasgow. 8, Ross Winters, East Lothian. And 9, Brogan Smith, Glen Rosses. So everything to play for here. Taking the early lead there in lane 4, Julian Ockroy, the Dilting swimmer. We'll keep on a very close eye on times here compared to the previous heat. So it's Julian leading ahead of Brogan Smith, and in turn ahead of City of Glasgow's Sam Ruff. Julian's looking pretty good with this butterfly here. Using everything he can to get the best lead possible. So the advantage is with Julian there. Second place, it's tightening up a little bit for there either side of him. Charlie Braid, Andrew Lew, 1:05.65. Oh, we're altogether faster than the previous heat. There was a 1:13 at the split there. So we're seeing something, certainly seeing the heat that will decide the medals at the moment. So it's Julian Ockroy leading ahead of Andrew Lew, Charlie Braid, but watch also over there in lane 7, Sam Ruff looking so really nice there for the backstroke. But Julian Ockroy, look at that lead that he has, some 4 or 5 body lengths. He's turned now in a 1:44, so he's got just under 4 seconds of an advantage over second place Charlie Braid, and Andrew Lew in third place there. Sam Ruff right in behind. So we're coming down to the transition to breaststroke, but it is the Dilting swimmer that has this race. He's commanding this race, I beg your pardon, very solidly. In second place is Charlie Braid. Swimming there in lane 3. Julian 2:22.29, so still just around the 4 seconds. Altogether faster pace, however, there for Julian over the last 50. So he's pacing around the 74 compared to 76 for Charlie. So Charlie's going to need to pick up the pace if he wants to make any inroads into the lead. And look at what he's beginning to cut that lead down. Charlie Braid, the Ren 96 swimmer, swimming there in lane 3. And he's really closed the lead that Julian had. We can only see Julian at the moment, but I'm telling you now, Charlie Braid is right there. He is. He's coming right up into the turn now. 3:10, 3:13. So 4 seconds now cut down to 3 seconds. What can we see from Charlie Braid? Can he do anything to continue to close that gap? And he's really having a go there. Right on the toes of Julian now. Certainly appears that Charlie has the better pace here in this breaststroke. Different style of strokes, however, but look at this, right up on the shoulders of Julian now. Can Julian do anything to respond to this challenge? Up into first place now goes Charlie Braid, the Ren 96 swimmer. He's turning first there, doing so in a 3:58.51. Julian 3:58.99. So there's really not much, but it's all what they can do with their freestyle now. These are our two leaders. Third place, I think, goes to City of Glasgow's Samuel Ruff over there in lane 7. He turned in a 4:02.06 there. So Charlie Braid, Julian Ockjoy, both going up to the final turn. Charlie has that advantage. Julian, can he find anything to regain the lead that he's had for most of this race? Losing it there just on that breaststroke section. They've both turned for the final time. Arms and legs, look at that. Julian's having a go. He's coming back at Charlie. Come on, Charlie, can you keep him at bay? This is all to fight for here. Whoever wins this will get the gold medal. This is a gold medal battle that we're seeing here in the final heat this afternoon. Charlie Braid, Julian Ockjoy. Charlie Braid, Charlie I think still has, he just has this, into the wall. Oh, and he takes that in a 5:05.40. What a smashing finish. And look how happy Charlie Braid is there. Congratulations coming from the Delting swimmer and Julian Ockroy, who will take silver, and Sam Ruff, the City of Glasgow swimmer. These results have all been confirmed, however, so just let's wait for that before we get too excited. But that was a smashing finish there, Duncan, wasn't it?
Yeah, fantastic stuff, wasn't it? The breaststroke made all the difference there for Charlie, and he took full advantage of it, and Julian just couldn't quite claw it back in the freestyle. He made a good effort at it, but not quite there. So terrific stuff. Sam Ruff with a strong freestyle. Of course, we've seen his brilliant distance freestyle already this week, so no surprise that he was able to consolidate bronze medal position in that final 100. So one piece of action for us before we go, and that will be our presentation for this 400 IM. Again, we'll just be waiting for the swimmers to get themselves out of the water, get the tops on, and over to the podium. I think it will be Tony Dane once again doing the honours for us on the presentations. Just can confirm now that it will be Glenn Geddes, Cameron Miller and Andrew Fernando in the 11 to 13s, and Charlie Braid, Julian Ockroy and Sam Ruff in the 14s. So we'll be seeing them very shortly. So that coming up in the not too distant future. Just a reminder that we'll be back for day 4 finals. We'll come on air just before 5:15 for another exciting set of finals. We hope you'll join us for that. Do stick around just to admire these swimmers, these youngsters who put might and main into that 400 IM, particularly that last race. Charlie and Julian battling it out right to the death. 2 tenths in the end, separating them. in over 5 minutes of swimming.
Amazing. It was very exciting. Mum got a little bit emotional over there to our left-hand side, watching her son take that home and get the gold medal. So I'm sure there'll be huge celebrations in the family this evening for that. It was lovely to see the boys shaking hands at the end, though. That's just what we would expect to see. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Just get themselves a little bit confused as to who's getting what there, what side of the podium they should be standing.
Yeah, they got there in the end. So our bronze medalists, Andrew Fernando Warrender in the 11 to 13 age group, and Sam Ruff of City of Glasgow in the 14-year-old age group. Still puffing a bit. And why not? After 400 IM, such a tough event. Silver medalists. And that is Cameron Miller of North Ayrshire getting hearty congratulations from his fellow silver medalist in the 14, Julian Ockroge. So he looks pretty cheerful about it, and well he might, because that was a superb performance from both these guys. And your gold medalist then in the 11 to 13, Glen Geddes University of Aberdeen performance. And in the 14 age group, Charlie Braid, Ren 96. So the 6 boys get their photo taken. You'll be able to see all these photos on the Scottish Swimming Flecker site. So do check them out, particularly if you have got one of yours. They're head up in lights. As I said earlier, we'll be back at
5:10.
We hope you will be too. But for now, from me, Duncan McKinnell.
And from me, Jackie Smith, goodbye. And look forward to you joining us later, failing which, if you're heading home, safe journey.